All right. Way too thin looking at this angle. Let's go ahead and fix that. Day 20. Oh, the comb over is a bit much. We're not going to do that. We're going to do like a flop. Day 20. And I found the tightest shirt I could wear, and I'm going to introduce you to the channel. What's going on here? I make a video every day, and over the course of those making videos, I lose 80 pounds. Often I discuss the process of losing 80 pounds, which is to say eating and doing things. There's absolutely nothing else involved with the exception of the inner workings of your mind, which really is a limiting topic at the end of the day. I'm not going to discuss my hair and how badly I need a haircut. We could, hold on, am I getting jacked? Am I getting jacked right now? Am I starting to get jacked? Vascular, huge buys. It's just fat. It's mostly fat. It's mostly fat, but things are changing. I feel pretty good. My upper body, this is like a normal looking guy almost, right? But from here down, it's bad. It's not good. We don't want to, from here this is okay. If this is the thumbnail, people will go, oh, that's a normal-ish looking man, right? Maybe. Whatever, dude. Let's not discuss this. I'm going to put my hat on. What is the channel? Well, I think I said that already. I don't know. I came in hot today because, let's be real, what in the name of God can you discuss every single day? You want to lose weight. Okay. You're following the channel. Okay. Perhaps I can provide you with a sort of a buddy. You're a biggin, I'm a biggin. And we're helping one another. I'm showing you it can be done. I'm going to lose the 80 pounds. You're welcome to mark me on that and bring it up later. It's tough. But most of the things that make it tough are outside of the purview of any YouTuber, of any PDF-based scheme. You eat X amount, you move Y amount, and then everything else is deep inside the recesses of your mind, and it is a dark, cold, clammy place that I do not want to see. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Not for me. So, where do we go from here? Today, what kind of day have I had today? I wrote very little, which is, it makes me feel very bad things about myself. I read way too much because reading is easier, but kind of feeds a similar, it feeds a little bit into a similar sensation. It's at least better sometimes than doing nothing, but there's an argument there. I don't have to lift today. I'm going to eat 1,600 calories. Again, my diet is so honed in right now that I'm never really struggling with urges to eat or like I'm not thinking like, oh, but it's Saturday, maybe I could do this. That's not really going on. It probably will at some point in the future. These are things you have to kind of expect. But as I've said at length before, you can probably hone your diet in to the proper extent where you don't feel incredibly hungry all the time. It also helps depending on what your exertion levels are. My daily, physical routine is incredibly minimal. If I was on my feet 8 hours a day at work, I would be significantly hungrier. Let's put it like that, right? So what are we doing here? I'm just, showing you who I am. And you love it. You love every second of it. You go, oh, what a fascinating man. Oh, every day I want to wake up and see what he does. I'm still figuring it out too, man. 20 videos. 20 videos is a lot. It's not, making a video every day is not the easiest thing I've ever done. There are a few things going into it. Look, if you look back in the past, not all of these videos, or the vast majority, don't involve, like, in any form of significant editing. There's not much research going into what I do. I'm speaking to you as I would speak to anyone else. I will say that it is still somewhat exhausting. I have to obviously take the footage and upload it. I have to render it. I do have to edit it slightly. I have to create a thumbnail, which I kind of have down to not a science, but at the very least, I can do it very quickly at this point. Not that the thumbnails are particularly great, but it does take a bit out of you. And even right now, when I talk to you, I am very close to who I am as a person. But as soon as the camera turns on, you become a slightly alternative version of yourself that is like you perceiving yourself and then reprojecting it. Granted, I'm pretty comfortable in front of a camera. I'm learning, and I don't have a particular version of myself I'm interested in displaying to you. I'm arrogant enough to just assume that whatever I give you, you should love. I don't know if arrogant's the right word there. Maybe egotistical. Of course, I am joking, but realistically, which I say a lot, I say realist. I've noticed when I watch back the videos, you learn. I say realistically, ultimately. There are a lot of terms that I use ad nauseum, and it's pretty frustrating to hear over and over and over again. I'm sure. What do you want? You know, what do you want? You want to lose weight? You want to watch someone do something difficult? Do you want to have a kind of daily engagement? Someone that you know is always there. I like some YouTube channels like that, and I think that's to an extent what I'm trying to kind of emulate. I like people that are consistent and they're kind of every day you wake up and you kind of go, oh, well, there's their video. They're always kind of present. And it creates a sort of stability, or at least it creates an example of stability. And I'm not going to pretend like my life is extremely stable. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not stable. But I do try to cut through the madness and create rigid, structured behaviors. Because if I don't, like Icarus before me, I fly very close to the sun and I ruin my own life and the lives of the people around me. I've done it before and I'll do it again. That's a threat to my family watching. So I think what the plan is to have my week sort of predefined. Monday through Sunday, I'll have a kind of structured look or structured idea in my head of what each of those days look like. I think if you're trying to manage making this like quantity of videos, you really it will behoove me to kind of have a presumption as to what I will do for each day. So that's what I've been thinking about lately. That's what's been on my mind. With every single view, even if, you know, 1 out of 1,000 are actually paying attention, I do feel the urge to make things that are better. And for things to improve, I need to have a better idea of what it is I'm actually doing each day. I don't have the time to write and contemplate a script for each video for every day in any way. I do not have the time for that. So structuring out each day, having a Monday where I do this, a Tuesday where I do that, a Wednesday where I do that. And then beyond that, periodically having significantly more thought out videos that are lengthier or at the very least scripted to some extent with a very concrete, clickable goal, you know. The goal will always be to be relatively entertaining, but it's something that you have to learn to do over time when it comes on camera in these little pockets of time, right? Being entertaining is like generally reactionary, and I don't make like react videos. I could, but you know, I only want to sell a part of my soul at a time. Losing 80 pounds. It's day 20. What is a day? What happens? Look, man, make promises to yourself and keep them. Wake up on time. Do what you're supposed to. The universe will shift in your favor, okay? Is it clear I have some sort of attention deficit problem? Is that clear, by the way, that by my stream of consciousness? When I was a young man, I just break into a story. I'm really afraid to lower my desk because it's broken now and it'll just stop going up, stop going down. We're chilling. We're going to the chill zone. We're in the chill zone. This is kind of where I'm most comfortable. You'll see in previous videos that this is where real shit happens. Let me put my leg up here. Every time you see a thumbnail and I'm in this position, you go, that's a video where he gets to the real nitty gritty. I mean, not really. I get into this position to look at my own face and just marvel at it. That's where my eyes are right now. Look at that. Look at that chin. It's unbelievable. It's frightening. It's really terrifying. The truth is, I read until 5:45 in the morning last night. And I woke up at the same time as usual today. So I kind of feel like I got hit by a meteor. But that's what happens. I'm also pretty addicted to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. A video game that's like a medieval peasant simulator. With like an excellent like AAA story. Pretty addicted to that. I've definitely got medieval peasant in my blood, if that's not abundantly clear. So it's definitely appealing to me. This shirt did not fit me like at all a few weeks ago. So that's nice. That's why the scale is so finicky, right? I mean, it's Water, muscle, hormones, so many things get in the way of the scale being accurate. So it's like clothes are a great metric. I have an ungodly amount of clothing that doesn't fit because I spent the majority of the past 10 years of my life significantly thinner than I am now. So the majority of my clothes is way smaller. I mean, this may be hard to believe, but most of my shirts are extra small. I know I'm not even trying to be funny. It's crazy. Um, my waist is so tiny. Most of my pairs of jeans are like a 27-inch waist, 26, 28. I mean, that's nuts. So I'm not gonna buy more clothes. I feel like I'm setting myself. I don't want to get too comfortable. So I have this same like 5 outfits I wear every day because I'm like, oh, this is my fat guy outfit, but it's like gotta last a while, right? Anyway, it's the chill zone. It's coffee time with Bren Bren. That's what we're doing. Coffee time with Bren Bren. This is my coffee. My cup says spooky. The handle's broken. It's coffee time with Bren Bren. Get yourself a DeLonghi espresso machine. It's middle ground. It's not the best thing in the world. It's no La Marzocca, let me tell you that. But it's better than a pot of coffee. I hate pots of coffee. I don't know why. I like them in hotels. Oh, I like them in hotels. I'll tell you a story real quick, all right? When I was in Hong Kong, and a lot of my stories begin with that sentence. When I was in Hong Kong, I found a way to sneak into the dining component of the Shangri La Hotel. Now, first of all, resist the urge to make a fat joke. I was sneaking into the dining component of Shangri La in order to eat. I get it, but I was skinny, okay? And I was doing it because it's cheap and I was a traveler, a nomad, if you will. And the Shangri La is a really nice hotel in Hong Kong. And I would sneak in and I'd find, I don't remember, there was this lady that was like the maitre d' and she was always in the front and I just very confidently pretended that I went there. I didn't really sneak in. There wasn't a very clever dynamic, okay? I didn't like, it wasn't Ocean's 11. I just walked in. I just walked in every day with extreme confidence. Kind of how I handle everything. So I would get like, they had like the Western buffet and I'll get a little Western and then I get a little shumai. I'd mix it in. And I would start the day there, and they would always give me a full pot of coffee. And I realized I was ruining my own like capacity to live because I would crush so much breakfast food and a whole pot of coffee or 2 pots of coffee while like writing and planning my day. And then I would go back to where I was staying, which is another story. If I bring it up, I'll talk about it for 4 hours. I would go back to where I was staying, which was not very nice, and I would just pass out. And I'd wake up at like 7 o'clock at night. And I'd be like, okay, well, granted, most of the things I wanted to do in Hong Kong were nighttime activities. But I just did that. Like, I did that like for like 2 weeks. I was like, what am I doing? I'm eating like corn muffins, peanut butter, and shumai and drinking 2 pots of coffee at a hotel I couldn't afford in a million years. And then I'm just like passing out for 8 hours like a big bear. I was like a honey bear. Coffee time with Bren Bren. Day 20. It's a Saturday. Get out there. Get out there. I want you to, today, Saturday, I want you to put on your biggest hat. Put on your biggest hat and wear it as high in your head as you can. And I want you to get a pair of nice shoes, put your pants on, get yourself a button down, and I want you to go out there and I want you to cause some problems. I want you to leave your house and I want you to be on the warpath. I want everyone you interact with today to look at you and be completely unsure of how to handle you. I want people to look at you and go, what am I supposed to say to that guy? What am I supposed to do to that lady? How do I manage these people? I want you to go out and be ungovernable. Not in an annoying way. Don't break into a car. Nobody wants that. That's annoying. Don't do that. But, take up 2 seats somewhere. That's my form of rebellion. Be a nuisance. That's what I want you to do today. Exert yourself. Be proud. Quit being so goddamn unsure of everything. Have some conviction. Go to the library, go to the bookstore, find one book, read the first 10 pages of the book, and go, this is my personality for the rest of my life until I die. Adapt a new personality very rapidly to such an extent you scare everyone that knows you. It's day 20.